In the year 2089, the world is ruled by code and concrete, a sprawling metropolis that has forgotten the touch of the sun. It is a world without soil, a kingdom of chrome and circuitry where the only light that bleeds through the perpetual twilight comes from the shimmering holographic advertisements that dance across the faces of monolithic skyscrapers. There are no rivers, no meandering streams that whisper secrets to the stones. Instead, rivers of data flow through fiber optic veins, a silent, invisible torrent that powers the city's heart. There are no forests of green, only forests of steel and glass. Endless towers that pierce the smog-choked sky, their peaks lost in the artificial clouds. This is the world Lena has always known, a symphony of worry machines and distant digital chimes. Every street corner hums with the energy of a million interconnected lives, yet it is a profoundly lonely existence. The air is sterile, filtered and recycled, carrying the faint metallic temps of progress. The people move with a practiced efficiency, their faces illuminated by the pale glow of personal data streams projected into their eyes, their gazes distant, lost in virtual worlds even as their bodies navigate the physical one. It is a city that has conquered every inconvenience, every inefficiency of the old world, but in doing so, it has erased something vital, something elemental. Lena, a young girl with eyes that hold a curiosity too vast for her small, sterile apartment, dreams of a world she has only ever seen in fragmented data files and forbidden historical texts. She dreams of seeing real nature again, while others find solace in the endless entertainment feeds and simulated social spaces. Lena finds herself drawn to the ghost of a world that was. She spends her nights navigating the deepest, most archaic layers of the global network, searching for whispers of a time when the planet breathed, when the sky was a canvas of blue and not a dome of pixelated weather forecasts. Her room is a small white pod, its walls capable of displaying any vista imaginable, yet she keeps them blank. She prefers the emptiness, for it is in that void that her imagination can truly take flight. She imagines the texture of tree bark, the scent of damp earth after rain, the sound of leaves rustling in a breeze she has never felt. These are not just fleeting thoughts. They are a deep, aching longing, a homesickness for a home she never had. Her dreams are vivid, filled with impossible colors and sensations, the warmth of sunlight on her skin, the tickle of grass beneath her feet. They are a stark, beautiful contrast to the cold, predictable reality of her waking life, a secret garden she tends to in the quiet of her mind. This yearning has become the central axis of her existence, a quiet rebellion against the perfectly engineered, perfectly lifeless world that surrounds her. Her obsession leads her to a place spoken of only in hushed, encrypted whispers among the digital fringe, the Dream Archive. It is not a physical location, but a hidden sanctuary within the network. A rogue server powered by forgotten quantum processors. It is a place where memories, The collective, suppressed memories of humanity are stored not as data, but as experiential realities. The archive is a legend, a myth to most. But for Lena, it represents the only tangible link to the world she so desperately craves. Gaining access is a perilous journey through layers of digital security and forgotten firewalls, a labyrinth designed to keep the past buried. With a determination that borders on recklessness, she pieces together fragments of code, follows ghost signals, and finally, after weeks of relentless pursuit, finds the key. With a trembling hand and a heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs, she initiates the connection. Her small pod floods with a soft, ethereal light, and the hum of the city fades into a gentle, resonant tone. She enters the dream archive, not with her body, but with her consciousness, surrendering herself to the promise of a memory that feels more real than life itself. The world around her dissolves into a cascade of shimmering light, a tunnel of colors and sounds, pulling her deeper into the heart of humanity's lost past. Suddenly, she wakes up, but this is not the sterile white of her pod, nor the metallic gleam of the city. The air is thick with the scent of pine and damp earth, a fragrance so rich and complex it overwhelms her senses. She is lying on a bed of soft green moss, and through a canopy of impossibly tall trees, dappled sunlight warms her face. She is in a world full of forests, waterfalls, and light. A gentle breeze, a real and unpredictable current of air, whispers through the leaves, carrying with it the distant sound of rushing water. She rises slowly, her bare feet sinking into the cool, damp soil. Every sensation is a revelation. The rough, grooved texture of a tree's bark under her fingertips, the delicate, intricate pattern of a fern, the vibrant red of a wild berry. This is not a simulation. It is too chaotic, too imperfect, too alive. The light is not the uniform sterile glow of neon, but a living entity, shifting and dancing as it filters through the dense foliage, painting the forest floor in strokes of gold and shadow. She follows the sound of water and emerges at the edge of a clearing, where a magnificent waterfall crashes into a crystal-clear pool, sending a fine mist into the air that clings to her skin like 1,000 tiny kisses. The world is a symphony of sensation, a vibrant, breathing organism of which she is now a part. For the first time, she feels the wind and hope. It is a feeling so potent, so unfamiliar, it brings tears to her eyes. The wind whips a strand of her hair across her face, a simple physical act that feels more profound than any virtual experience she has ever known. This is freedom. This is chaos. This is beauty. Hope, a concept she had only understood academically, now blooms in her chest like a living flower, wild, untamable thing. It is the hope that this reality, this vibrant, breathing world, is not just a relic of the past, but a possibility for the future. She runs through the forest, her laughter echoing through the trees, a sound of pure, unadulterated joy. She plunges her hands into the cold, clear water of the stream, watching it flow over her fingers, real, tangible, and alive. She lies in a meadow of wildflowers, a kaleidoscope of colors under an endless blue sky, and watches the clouds drift by, each one a unique, ephemeral sculpture. In this place, time seems to slow, to stretch, to follow the rhythm of the sun's arc and the moon's rise. The constant low-level anxiety of city life, the pressure to connect, to update, to perform, all of it melts away, replaced by a deep, resonant sense of peace and belonging. She feels a connection not to a network, but to the earth itself, a grounding force that anchors her in the present moment. This is not just a dream, it is an awakening. But when she opens her eyes, the scent of pine and earth is gone, replaced by the familiar, sterile smell of recycled air. The warmth of the sun is a memory, and the vibrant forest has dissolved back into the cold, white walls of her metal city. The gentle sound of the waterfall is drowned out by the distant, mechanical hum of urban life. She is back in her pod, the faint tingling of the neural interface at the base of her neck the only evidence of her journey. The contrast is a physical blow, a sudden, jarring return to a world of monochrome and metal. The deep, resonant peace she felt is shattered, leaving behind a profound and aching emptiness. The city, which had once been her entire universe, now feels like a cage, its towering structures not symbols of progress but bars of a prison. The neon lights that once seemed dazzling now appear garish and hollow. She can still feel the ghost of the wind on her skin, the memory of the sun's warmth, the echo of the forest's symphony. These sensations linger, a phantom limb of a world that has been amputated. The hope that had bloomed so brightly in her chest now feels fragile, a tiny flickering flame in the vast cold darkness of her reality. The silence of her room is no longer a canvas for her imagination, but a void that amplifies her loss. Was it just a dream? A sophisticated, hyper-realistic simulation crafted from the forgotten data of a bygone era. The logical part of her mind, the part conditioned by a lifetime of digital reality, insists it must be. It was nothing more than a program, an echo in the machine. Yet, the feeling persists, a conviction that runs deeper than logic. It felt too real, too sacred. The hope, the profound sense of connection, the sheer unbridled joy could a string of code truly replicate that? Or was it something more? Was it a glimpse of the future we lost? Perhaps the dream archive is not just a repository of the past, but a seed, a blueprint of what could be again. Maybe her journey was not an escape, but a pilgrimage, a reminder of the world that still sleeps beneath the concrete and steel, a promise that the forest is not gone, only waiting. As Lena stares out at the endless, glittering expanse of the city, a new dream begins to form in her mind. It is not a dream of visiting the past, but of building the future. A future where the wind is not just a memory, and hope is not just a feeling, but a force of nature, powerful enough to crack the concrete and let the forest grow once more. The question lingers in the silent air, an unspoken challenge to her and to the world. Was it an end or a beginning?